Hey everyone, how are we all doing tonight? Hope you're doing well. Once again, I hope you're doing better than me because I'm in pain. My throat hurts, my nose hurts, still coughing, still sneezing, my voice sucks, and my hand is still hurting. Basically, I just triggered it again, putting my damn jumper on. It's still in a lot of pain, so I'm gonna hold off playing MGS until my hand is better. I think I'll be able to play Hitman on the weekend. I did get through an elusive target, but it was pretty bad last week, so it is possible, but it's very, very awkward. But yeah, tonight I'm just going to play a very old point and click. Before we do that though, let's spend about half an hour looking at this Nintendo Direct that's coming up. Bear with me, I'm just going to make sure everything's working here. I did not check my YouTube feed. Yeah, throughout these years I've seen little bits and pieces of Myst, but I've never actually played it in its entirety. And I own the PlayStation version, courtesy of the PlayStation Store, and it's a pile of rubbish, but I do want to check it out and see what it's like. Does this work? So, yeah. Alright, so let me just click this. I'll hit X on that. Audio seems to be synced up, that's good. We'll watch the intro, but in the meantime, I'm going to quickly boot up a Firefox window and try and pull up the Nintendo Direct. Yeah, this is a PlayStation 1 game. I did look at it very briefly. I've got no idea what I'm doing, so I'll put that in as a pin thing. No helpies. No bonk. Plus hand and voice is still effed up. Please bear with me. You're getting pinned. I feel that this and The Seventh Guest were basically the poster children for CD back in the day.
I realized the moment I fell into the fissure that the book would not be destroyed as I had planned. It continued falling into that starry expanse of which I had only a fleeting glimpse. I've tried to speculate where it might have landed. I must admit, however, such conjecture is futile. Still, questions about whose hands might one day hold my Myst book are unsettling to me. I know my apprehensions might never be allayed, and so I close, realizing that perhaps the ending has not yet been written.
I wish there were subtitles. I've had to crank the volume there. I'm actually going to have to crank the Elgato as well, which is not something that I've had to do ever. Well, the music's much louder here, so I know that if I click on that, that will start the game. Let me just bring you back here for a moment, because I need to pull up a Firefox window. Excuse me. YouTube, help me please. Where can I find the Nintendo Direct? Nintendo Direct Partner Showcase, Nintendo UK. Yeah, let's have a watch of this. I did enjoy the last one that I watched, even though it was, you know, here's what it is. So one thing I have done with this game is you can see here, that's literally how it looks on my screen. That is the size of the game screen, and what I've done is I've quickly gone to my alt, and we lose the demo mode word at the bottom, but if I zoom in a bit, you get that. And that at least will look better on your screen. It still looks like trash on mine, but at least it looks watchable on yours, I guess. I really don't know what to expect here. Something good, something bad, something otherwise. But yeah. Let me just mute the Elgato for a bit, because we need to switch over to this Firefox window. Excuse me. Yeah, I still feel pretty terrible, chat. Okay, let's click that. So hopefully if I click that, it should, yep, it overlays there. We just full screen that. And I can't determine any audio levels at the moment because there is nothing playing here. I might need to turn it down just a fraction because desktop audio is pretty high at the moment. Excuse me. All right, so let me switch over to that very quickly. We'll have a watch of this and then we'll play some Myst, probably for about an hour and a half, 2 hours. And yeah, as I mentioned, I'll play Metal Gear Solid when I get full use of my hand back. If you're not aware, there's currently a tear in my right pointer finger knuckle, which is really fucking cursing. I can play games, but I need to be very, very careful about it, and I still can't bend the pointer finger in its entirety or make a fist, so yeah, I'm taking it very easy until it fixes itself up. The stitches are coming out on Monday, and then after that, we'll just see how it heals. Very inconvenient though. Right, Nintendo, what have you got for us? And to be clear, I'm not watching this because I own a Nintendo Switch or Switch 2 because I don't, but I'm curious to see what they're announcing, and maybe some of the stuff that they're announcing here will come out on other consoles. Or PC. Right, Nintendo, impress me.
Peggy 18.
That's loud. Turn that down. I think that's about right. Ooh. I should know what this is and I don't. Is this a Monster Hunter spin-off or something?
Our ignorance is proving fatal. The encroachment threatens to drive our people out of house and home. But this divide has brought our two kingdoms to the brink of war.
I don't think so.
And you are the sole Rathalos rider in Azuria.
I should know what this is.
Driven into a corner, and the point of no return is looming before us.
Can't afford not to go. Ratha! But it won't be for long.
So, real talk, I have never played a Monster Hunter game in my life, which is why I struggled to recognize that. Rathalos, or whatever it is, I figured it had to be Monster Hunter.
Nintendo Direct Partner Showcase. In this presentation, we'll be focusing on games from our publishing and development partners. What you just saw was Monster Hunter Stories 3: Twisted Reflection, launching on Nintendo Switch 2 next year. We hope you're looking forward to another grand adventure in the Monster Hunter universe. Today, we'll present games coming to Nintendo Switch 2 and Nintendo Switch.
And hopefully PC and
Before a game
Xbox
is
and
shown,
PlayStation.
You'll see the logo of the console the game will launch on here. If both logos are shown, the game will launch on both platforms. Okay, first up, let's take a look at some upcoming Nintendo Switch games.
No upgrade bullshit.
Let the good times roll.
Katamari.
By Royal Decree, a brand new game in the Katamari Damacy series is rolling onto Nintendo Switch. Roll your Katamari through historic eras like Edo Japan and more. It's a time-hopping trip through the ages to restore the universe for the king of all cosmos. Use helpful items to roll your Katamari like royalty and customize the prince and cousins looks to your liking. In addition, roll out with friends in online multiplayer. Make a big Katamari and earn the most points to be crowned the winner. Plus, the iconic music is back with an all-new soundtrack featuring new and returning music artists from the series' history. Get ready to rock and roll through the ages when Once Upon a Katamari launches on Nintendo Switch October 24th. Pre-orders begin later today on Nintendo eShop.
I might play that, but my backlog is very long.
The dance floor is calling.
Don't care. Do not care. I do not care. In fact, I don't care so much that I'm going to hit the mute button on this so that I don't risk getting muted. Oh my god. Yes, Ubisoft, we're all very proud. We're all very happy. Oh my god. I mean, it's a year that ends with a number, so it must be time for another Just Dance game. I regret watching this. I've made a terrible mistake. ZZT, I remember that game. That game was fantastic. Well, not really, but it was an old game, and therefore, I automatically say it's fantastic by default. Alright, we're done.
Next up
Jesus.
are games heading to Nintendo Switch 2, including some games that will also be available on Nintendo Switch.
And maybe other consoles.
Battle Beyond the Limit.
What is this, Fighters or something?
Charge up and unleash your fighting spirit in Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, the latest in the Arena Battler series.
Not a fighting game fan. Is this ours already on other consoles?
With over
I think it is.
180 fighters. In episode battle mode, relive iconic Dragon Ball stories from the perspectives of 8 characters, including Goku. Or follow your own path and redefine history with alternate versions of those encounters. In custom battle mode, you choose the fighters, stages, and dialogue to create your own scenarios. Then share them online with players around the world. Plus, now you can duke it out with motion controls using the Joy-Con 2 or Joy-Con controllers. Immerse yourself in the characters and unleash powerful attacks. Get ready to shake the earth and break the heavens when Dragon Ball Sparking Zero launches on Nintendo Switch 2 and Nintendo Switch November 14th. Pre-orders begin later today on Nintendo eShop.
Real talk, I have no experience with Dragon Ball either.
Time to
Never
get
seen it.
back to your roots.
There was a rumor about this. Plants vs. Zombies. Remastered. It's got to be more than just the first game though, because the first game is actually very short. This game's okay. P-shirt looks so sad. It looks the same. You say it's blooming in HD, but honestly, I played this on the PS3 back in the day, and that did HD graphics, really. It's gonna have more content than just a base game.
The club is yours.
The club and all the loot boxes are ours. Cool stuff.
It's like he's got the ball on a string.
I'm just here for the glitch gifts.
Finally, a bit of physicality in this game.
You know, where their faces turn inside out and they perform acts of sexual gratification on the field? That's all I'm here for. Nope. Rated G for loot boxes.
Get reacquainted with these games.
Repack Pac-Man and
Welcome
something
to the
else.
party, Pac-Man.
Pac-Man World 2 is coming back,
Oh.
remade from scratch. Through forests or on ice. Use Pac-tastic moves
I
to
thought
clear
this got
stages
cancelled.
in style. And even take on powerful bosses. Plus, now you can adventure with a pal in local co-op. Pac-Man World 2 Repack launches on Nintendo Switch 2 and Nintendo Switch September 26th. Pre-orders begin later today on Nintendo eShop.
I enjoyed the first game, but I'm not certain I would have
Lead
paid
your
for it.
party of black mages,
Tactics.
dragoons, and other allies to victory in the
Still
beloved
not
strategy
interested in purchasing
RPG,
this.
Final Fantasy Tactics, reborn with newly added
This is kind of
elements.
crazy though, that they revealed it at the Sony State of Play and now they're showing it here. What the
The
hell
game
happened?
is now fully voiced and adds brand new dialogue between characters,
But still, I know that he and I are different.
as well as new difficulty options, a feature to review story events, and more. Final Fantasy Tactics: The Ivalice Chronicles launches on Nintendo Switch 2 and Nintendo Switch September 30th.
I guess
Pre-orders
the
begin later today
pre-orders.
on Nintendo eShop.
I thought
When
you could
the
already
clock
pre-order
strikes
it.
midnight, shadows emerge. and the
Really?
dark
P3P?
hour begins. Step into
No?
the shoes of a high school student who, together with his
It's
friends,
just going to Switch. Okay, fine.
awakens the supernatural power of Persona. Attend class and explore the city during the day as you forge bonds with every interaction. Then, battle through the mysterious Tower of Tartarus and strategically take down rampaging shadows at night.
Enter
Enter the dark hour and seal your fate when
right.
Persona 3 Reload launches on Nintendo Switch 2 October 23rd.
That's cool.
Pre-orders begin later today on Nintendo eShop.
Still haven't played that. P3P
Next,
was enough for me.
please take a look at this.
It's cool that that's coming out on Switch though. Is this some
Given
high
an
rule
opening,
bullshit?
he will bear his fangs. Until Hyrule itself is no more.
Be that as it may, we face it together.
But you sought it from Hyrule of all places? This is madness!
There is danger here. Enormously so.
Hold the title screen still. Hyrule Warriors, no interest. What is this?
That was
Just
the
an
latest
outro.
trailer for Hyrule Warriors: Age of
You
Imprisonment.
got me excited there,
We hope
game.
you're looking forward to experiencing the canonical events that led to The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom when the game launches this winter. We'll share more information on this title in the future. Let's continue with some more games coming to Nintendo Switch 2. Gear up for the realest Madden ever.
Nope.
It's
I can't.
game
I
time.
can't.
Kick off your journey to become an NFL legend in the most dynamic Madden game yet. Rule the field with all new player traits and realistic playstyles.
Does this game have loot boxes? Because that's all I care about.
Immerse yourself in authentic team traditions and strategize playmaking decisions with newly added features to lead your team to victory. All built from real NFL data. In franchise mode, choose from 3 new archetypes to begin your coaching legacy. Or become your favorite NFL coach, each with their own strategies. Customize your game plan by selecting new abilities each week that offer different tactical advantages. Then level them up to fine-tune your plays. Plus, compete on the gridiron in local or online multiplayer. EA Sports Madden NFL 26 touches down on Nintendo Switch 2, August 14th. Pre-orders are available now on Nintendo eShop.
2 EA games in the same presentation. We really are scraping the bottom of the barrel here.
Is calling. Calling all camping enthusiasts. Build campfires in this cozy fire building sim. Chop wood. Arrange the pieces. Then light them up. But if you don't fuel the flames properly, they'll fizzle out. To stoke your campfire, place logs based on the fire's strength.
Nintendo.
Let enough oxygen flow through and maintain the right amount of heat.
You're teaching me how to be an arsonist.
Your fire.
Do not
Dry
do
them
this.
before tossing them in the flames. And when you want to create an even bigger fire, just blow on it. Sometimes, though, a little patience is all you need. So roast some marshmallows or set off fireworks to light up the sky. You can also get the flames going in rainy or snowy conditions. But try mastering your campfire making skills first. With a compatible USB-C camera, you can enjoy each other's company around the campfire. You might even strike up some interesting conversations. Relax and stay a while. When Chillin' by the Fire sparks to life on Nintendo Switch 2 later today.
I got nothing.
Fight battles big and small in these games.
What the hell was that, honestly?
Apex Legends is coming to Nintendo Switch 2.
Is it not already on the Switch?
Squad up and survive 19 other teams in Battle Royale.
I'm surprised. Another EA game.
Or show off your skills in Mixtape, where you'll take on 3 rotating game modes. Plus, both Battle Royale and Mixtape have enhanced resolution and smoother performance.
Compared to...
Build your crew and aim for victory when Apex Legends launches on Nintendo Switch 2 August 5th, along with a new season, Showdown.
5 days' time.
To cure a witch's illness, her tiny familiar embarks on a grand adventure. With your magical froggy backpack in tow, you can climb, pull, and even swing to greater heights. Explore this vast world and gather ingredients to create a cure for your enchanting ally. Plus, up to 4 players can journey together in online co-op. A little mouse's magnificent adventure begins when Hella launches on Nintendo Switch 2 next year. Explore a galaxy full of opportunity.
House of Worlds.
Embark on a journey across the iconic galaxy
Correction,
far,
Outlaws.
far away
My
in
bad.
this open-world action-adventure game, taking place between the events of The Empire Strikes Back.
I know someone's
and
going to
Return
copy
of the
this. I will
Jedi
borrow
films.
it and play it at some
You'll
point.
take on the role of
I think
Kay
it is
Beth,
actually
who,
better
along
than
with her
its
companion
initial
Nyx, is
reception
fighting for her freedom.
led it to be.
Explore distinct locations, both new and familiar, as you fight, steal, and outwit your way through the galaxy's crime syndicates, and gain the means to start a new life. Traverse through space by ship on Kay's Trailblazer, or by land on her S-57 Cardinal Speeder, and take on quests that blend stealth and shooting with some puzzle-solving mini-games in between. Embark on high-stakes missions. Engage in dogfights as you travel across the Outer Rim, and get ready to live the life of a scoundrel when Star Wars Outlaws launches on Nintendo Switch 2, September 4th.
I genuinely
Pre-orders are
thought that
available
was
now
the
on
Outer Worlds
Nintendo
2
eShop.
key art. That's my bad.
Survive the future. Salvage the past.
That voice switch, though.
As an agent of a secret collective, you'll travel between a future plagued by anomalies and a past on the verge of collapse to uncover the mysteries of this world.
The Xbox 360
In the
achievements
future,
for this game just
dangerous
leaked.
creatures born from
It's
the
coming out
remnants
soon.
of humanity prowl the wasteland. You'll need to craft ammo and supplies with limited resources to fend off brutal enemies. But don't let your guard down after defeating them. If a monster absorbs a fallen enemy, it'll evolve into an even more nightmarish form. So act quickly to dispose of enemies. You'll also come across rifts that allow you to travel back in time. By extracting the essences of people you meet in the past, you can strengthen your own abilities. However, there's a price to pay. You'll be haunted by visual and auditory illusions and lose your grip on reality.
It doesn't
What
look
caused
terrible.
the world to collapse? And what is the true mission you've been tasked with?
So I get a Callisto Protocol vibe out of this.
Chronos, the New Dawn.
Like Bloober are
launches
trying
on
too
Nintendo
hard.
Switch 2, September 5th.
Could be interesting.
The dragons of the East and West clash.
Oh, hell yeah. Which one? Which one? It's probably one that I haven't played yet.
Yakuza Kiwami 2 is brawling its
Kiwami
way onto
2.
Nintendo Switch 2. Kamurocho, Tokyo, Sotenbori, Osaka, two prolific entertainment districts in Japan, where the former dragon of Dojima, Kazuma Kiryu, faces down the dragon of Kansai, Ryuji Goda.
I forgot his name.
Use free-flowing combat moves to take on foes in action-packed brawls. Duke it out using your fists, weapons, and everything else at your disposal. Plus, there's still plenty else to do around the cities.
Like
Enjoy
disarming
darts,
bombs.
karaoke, and even golf. There's no shortage of things to do.
You're not going to show the Hostos Club.
A deadly clash between two dragons begins when Yakuza Kiwami 2 launches on Nintendo Switch 2, November 13th.
I'm surprised that's
And
how they're advertising that.
Yakuza Kiwami, the story that launched the epic series, is also launching on Switch 2 the same day.
That's not out
featuring
either?
enhanced graphics,
Wow.
improved frame rates, and additional language support.
Compared to what? Oh boy.
There are plenty more games heading to Nintendo Switch and Nintendo Switch 2. Let's take a quick look.
This is a real. I'm surprised they didn't mention Daigo in Kiwami 2. What are we looking at? It's almost 2026. Where is Silk Song? Shinobi looks cool. Borderlands 4 does not. Once again,
Before
fuck
we go,
Randy
we've
Pitchford.
got 2 more games to show you. Please take a look.
Alright, so I suspect one of them might be...
To
Not
pass
this one?
through that door is to pass through time.
No! No, 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 no!
To travel a road spanning centuries. From here, heroes set out on a journey of hope.
Get the fuck out.
Square Enix presents a brand new action RPG brought to life in HD 2D. This is Philabildia, a continent overrun by beast tribes. A spell of
You can't do that, Square
safekeeping
Enix. You
is
can't
all
talk
that
about
protects
time.
humanity's sole
Show a character with
bastion,
spiky
the
red hair.
Kingdom of Huther. One fateful day,
Or whatever it is, because I'm looking at it on a small screen. And not have a big Chrono Trigger.
Castle walls. An adventurer, Elliot, leaves the kingdom to investigate.
Facing danger is what adventurers do.
At his side is a fairy named Faye.
You can call me Faye. I'm a fairy.
Together,
I already
the
hate
duo
her.
venture beyond the kingdom's protection into the great wide world. During your journey, you'll come face to face with all sorts of foes. In battle, study your opponent's moves carefully and find opportunities to strike. Fight with swords for quick and well-balanced strikes. Bows and arrows to target enemies from afar.
That character kind of
Chains
reminds
and
me of
sickles
Freya
to swing and
from
pull enemies
FF9.
closer, and more. There are 7 weapon types in total, but that's not all. You can also strengthen your weapons by equipping different combinations of magicite. Try out all sorts of variations
All right,
to find
well,
the playstyle that works for you.
Magicites from FF12 and a few others, I think.
Your fairy companion, Faye, can also attack and pick up items. You can control both Elliot and Faye separately, or 2 players can control them at the same time. You'll find that she's very helpful on your adventure.
What the hell is this? Really?
Join Elliot and Faye on a grand journey that, unknown to them, will span 1,000 years. The Adventures of Elliot, the Millennium Tales, launches on Nintendo Switch 2 next year.
Terrible title.
After today's presentation, a
Ooh.
debut demo will be available, and there will be an upcoming survey to gather player feedback.
It's still a ways off. Looks interesting enough, but whether it's going to come out on other consoles is anyone's guess. Alright, the other title.
In the beginning, there was nothing.
No.
Everything began
No.
with the birth of Ursa, mother of all. She created our world, the land of Orstera.
Again, you got me excited. I've never played Octopath. God damn, Square Enix turned up here twice and it wasn't Final Fantasy or Chrono Trigger.
I suppose the time is right.
Damn it.
We're finally ready. We've come to join your little lighting ceremony.
You have a death wish?
I wish I could see everyone here, laughing and smiling just one more time. Are you going to rebuild Wishvale? Or are you going to find the people who took our home from us?
Witness a tale of beginnings that unfolds across Orstera. Octopath Traveler 0 is available on December 4th, 2025.
I don't know why, but these voiceovers are freaking me out.
That's all for today's Nintendo Direct Partner Showcase. Thank you for watching.
Thank you for having me, I suppose, Nintendo. Oh boy. I don't think there's anything there that made me go, holy crap, I need to get that immediately. I mean, I get there's nothing first party there, but they're getting ports of Kiwami and Kiwami 2, which is pretty cool. And also Persona 3 Reload. Yeah, I don't know. Wasn't a lot there for me, in my opinion. Okay, bear with me just a moment. We'll play some Myst, finally. I think what I need to do with this game is boot up paint.net in the background and also get that ready because I need to take notes. I don't know what I'm doing with this game. And from what little I've seen, I believe I will need to take notes on this. So I'm either writing them down with my mangled hand, and yes, I'm right-handed, and yes, my right hand is mangled, or I'm going to need to maybe put them on screen somehow, paint.net or something. Bear with me. All right, let's get rid of that Firefox window. Zoom in again like that. It looks a bit skewy at the moment, but it should be okay when we get in game. Paint.nes. How do I capture you? Display capture, window capture. I do not have one called Paint, so let me just put that in there. Select the Windows capture. No, where are you? Okay, I need to actually use a different capture method because it's not detecting it properly. Why is that not... Oh my god. It's one of these shitty ones where the canvas is not showing up correctly. Just do properties there. Clients area? Yep, clients area, there we go. Alright, let me just go back over here. Switch you off. Add you to here. We're almost ready to get going. Let's be clear, this is a blind playthrough. I've got no idea what I'm doing. Not that. There we go. You go down there. Actually, no, let's leave you there and I can just toggle you on and off. Alright. Bear with me. Actually, I can toggle between these two. So we have that and we have that. Alright. Audio. I think it was something around -9 when all was said and done. Alright, no idea what to expect here. Bear with me, I just need to make sure my controller's plugged in. It's not going to show my name. Cool. Alright. So I heard something about an intro. I don't remember what it was. It has been playing in the background the entire time while we were watching the Nintendo Direct. I did not see subtitles, I cannot hear it, so yeah, we'll just see what we got. I do know that if I click on here, we'll go in game. And as far as control is concerned, I have an analog stick and I've got the D-pad. I don't appear to be able to move it diagonally, so it's worse than a mouse. Just crank the volume here.
I realized the moment I fell into the fissure that the book would not be destroyed as I had planned. It continued falling into that starry expanse of which I had only a fleeting glimpse. I've tried to speculate where it might have landed. I must admit, however, such conjecture is futile. Still, questions about whose hands might one day hold my Myst book are unsettling to me. I know my apprehensions might never be allayed, and so I close, realizing that perhaps the ending has not yet been written.
So it sounds like he's fallen into a book. And that book looks pretty fucked up. Alright, let me turn it down again. I'll put it around here. Let's take a look inside the book. And we just get dumped here with no explanation whatsoever. So yeah, this is a point and click. I can move the cursor around. It changes. That's basically the entire game as far as I'm concerned. I did take a brief look around the island, just looking around the place, but I've not written anything down. I've not started taking notes. This is a completely blind playthrough. Like right now I'm just trying to click on things, accidentally moving left. And it looks like the face buttons all do the same thing. Like me pushing square, circle, triangle, they all do the same thing. The shoulders don't appear to do anything. Select takes me into this menu here where we've got transitions, best transitions, a few other things here, load and save, which I've not played with. Drop page, I've got no idea what that's about. Zip mode, no idea. And it's, you can see down the bottom it says paused, X or, and then a mouse there. I do not have a mouse connected to my PS5. And if I push start, that is a pause. You can't quite see it, unfortunately, because I've cut it off, but it does say paused down at the bottom of the screen there. I promise, like that. But yeah, you can't see that because I have it zoomed in like that. Okay, let's take a look around. I am aware of this area very slightly based on someone else's stream. I don't exactly know what's in here, but I'm aware of this area, if that makes any sense. What's with the music? So we can go back up there. I can see that panel on the left already. Okay, that appears to do nothing. What? No, it doesn't do nothing. It's doing something, but I can't zoom in on it. If I turn away from it and then look back, does it retain its shape? It does. Okay. I don't believe I can go around the sides here. Clicking there is not doing anything. I definitely see that thing on the left there. I should also say that I have explored this place in Walkabout Mini Golf. Although I don't think that's going to be terribly helpful here. Right, what have we here? Settings, Dimensional Imager. I can barely read that. Joys of the PS5. The PS1 version. Oh boy. So let me just write that down. Topographical extrusion test. It looks like 40, I think. Water turbulence pool. That looks like what we're dealing with right now. Is it pool or pond? I don't know. 67. Marker switch diagram. 47. I think that's what they say. 40, 67, and 47. Can I zoom in on that further? Okay, nice. What about this button up here? Okay, so 67 was the marker switch diagram, which immediately makes me want to turn around. I just hit X there and that appears to put it back. That immediately makes me want to go here and write this down. So we've got a row of 5 switches, I think. 2 and 4 are lit. And then we've got 7, 1, 3, 5, and 7 are lit. Just write that down. This was 67, wasn't it? Okay, let's take a look at the other markers or the other options. I'm not sure about that top number, but 47 is definitely there, so not that. That's a terrible animation. Oh boy. Let's set that to 47. Okay, so spoilers, I have seen those things outside already. Those things are marker switches. I'm starting to think that maybe this pattern here doesn't mean anything. Okay. Those things are called marker switches. Good to know. Let's try 40. I hope that says 40. If it doesn't, I'm going to be pissed off. Oh, god damn it. I'm messing up the music by mashing the button. Okay, what does that do? This is the topographical extrusion test. Yeah, that looks like topography to me. And 67 is the pond. Okay, that's cool. Have I learnt anything? Probably not. That pattern might be important though. That sound effect though. So there is a marker switch directly ahead of us, just on the right there. That much I did see in my testing. And I've got no idea what it does. Not that. There's nothing to the left either. So there's a marker switch here. God, it takes him back here. Oh boy, settle in. We could be here a while. I can go back down there. Or I can go up and check that gear thing. Clicking on the gear is doing nothing. We have another marker, which is putting some nice aliasing on the background image there. Very nice. Oh, hello. Excuse me. I can look into the sky here. I suppose fiddling with the switch and then looking into the sky does anything. Not that I can see. Sure, I'm just going to grab a lozenge because I feel like garbage. I feel like the flu's hitting me again. And no, I'm not pulling a pirate software and looking at a solution. Haven't even seen any puzzles yet. Plus my phone's in the other room charging. Plus I've got the internet right here. I could look, you know what I mean. Anyway, so we've got a gear with a marker. We have a boat with a marker. Can't really look at the boat though. I assume it's a boat. That looks like a dock. The boats. Didn't mean to do that. Anything I'm missing here before I go up? I don't think so. If I try turning around, it's just going to take me back to roughly where I was. I can see the boat from here. Or the mast. Is that important? Don't know. So I did wander around in my testing. Basically, I walked up those stairs, I went through the forest, I got down to a tower directly ahead, then I turned around and went to the forest, found a cabin, and that's basically all I've done. That is as blind as I can possibly be, I think. With respect to, you know, just doing some testing. We have something to read. I'm not going to read it without getting my lozenge because I'm fucked. What does it say? Catherine, I've left for you a message of utmost importance in our 4-chamber beside the dock. Enter the number of marker switches on this island into the imager to retrieve the message. Yours, I'm looking up that name. You can't give me a name like that and expect me to be able to read that, and I feel it's very important that I know what that name is. Is it Atrus? Excuse me. Yeah, Atrus. A-T-R-U-S. I just typed in Myst Atrus into Google, and it's basically auto-accelerating that. Enter the number of marker switches on this island into the imager to retrieve the message. The number of marker switches on this island... Ah, okay, so we need to enter, say, 1, 2, 3, 4. We know there's at least 2. Alright, well, let's stomp around the island and count the number of switches, but for now... Be back in a sec. I need something for my throat. I'm dying, chat. Also just grabbing a tissue box, even though there's one already next to me. Mute myself. You don't want to hear this. Alright. You down there. Put my controller back in my hands and let's continue on. So I could brute force this. Basically, I could just go back down there and plug in as many numbers, like starting from 2 onwards, until the message shows up, but I think we'll play it properly. Just getting my earphones back in. Right. We don't get to keep that. So are we Catherine? I don't think so, because the narrator at the start, who might have been Atrus, it sounded a lot more feminine than a Catherine would, but once again, that is my unconscious bias speaking. That's where we came from. So we have at least 3 marker switches. Whoa. I suck on a lozenge and speak at the same time. That looks scary. I don't want to go in there yet. Hopefully that's okay with everyone. I can imagine a dentist hanging out in there, that's all I'm saying. Oops. The immediate thought was mausoleum, but that's bookcase at the back makes me think of a library. Oh, there's a lot of stuff here. Holy crap. Whoa, hang on. So I walked in. And if I turn around now, it's like I'm walking into the center of the room now. I did not mean to click that. Get me out of there. Book scare me. There's about 5 or 6 different interactables in there, okay. I think this way takes me around to a spaceship. Or a rocket ship of some sort. Once again, I've played Walkabout Mini Golf. Go down there and climb up, perhaps. So you have to hold that down and then drag down. If I let go, it snaps back up. Right, well this looks like an electrical cable of some sort, so if I can maybe feed electricity from one side or the other side, then maybe I have to touch that switch afterwards, and or touch other switches. I don't think that counts as a marker switch, so I think we're still at 3. This noise though. Okay, that looks like another switch directly ahead. That would be 4. I think I've been inside there, but it is not opening right now. Once again, when I say I've been inside there, I mean in another game, in another universe, wielding a golf club. Okay. Yeah, I see this cable connecting here, and I think that's going to be important. Well, if it's in the game, it's got to be important. That's what I think anyway. Okay, what have we here? A bunch of boxes on the left and right. Which I can interact with. Okay, so if I hover the cursor over, it turns red. If I click it, it turns green. And it stays green. Oh god. Just like that, I'm lost. That's where I came from. That's the sunken ship. I guess if I raise it here, it will raise on the dock. I'm clicking things and not much is happening. Maybe these switches have something to do with it. Like right now I can't even tell how many switches there are. How many boxes there are. I do see, however, we have a marker switch here. That is 5. I want to say there's 8, but I'm not sure. I'm genuinely not sure. So there's an anchor. What would you call that, an insect? A snake. And then the next one's going to be the eye. So I count 8 symbols here. 4 on the left, 4 on the right. Or 4 on the right, 4 on the left, whatever you prefer. We're up to 5 marker switches. I can already see a 6th just on our right there. God, come on. Hello. Another ladder. I imagine that's going to take us to a very similar place to where we just were. Yeah. So if I can get power restored, maybe I have to do something with these 2 switches. Right, I should be roughly back on the main path now. Or not. There we are. So that is 6. That looks too scary for me. I hear spoopy noises down there. One too many, sorry. Okay, I see marker switch 7, but I don't know how to reach it. And yeah, I traipsed off into the woods over to the left. And that's where I call it quits on my testing. Excuse me. Oh god. It looks like I'm just moving them clockwise. I can't move them anti-clockwise. I'm guessing they need to be in very specific positions for this to work. I could probably brute force that, but I won't. Alright, that's 7. Oh, that's changing the time. Small hand, big hand. Yeah. Okay, so big hand's pointing at 11, second hand's pointing at 7. So if I move that 4 times, it should be 11 o'clock. Unless the game is also incrementing the hour hand, or the minute hand, whatever. Also, that's not 12 o'clock, that's... Oh my god. I'm tired, chat, leave me be. It's roughly 11:55. Roughly. So if you find a time, maybe I can input it in there. Yeah, I figured out I could walk this way. I got into that cabin there, and then I caught it. I can't even see that path there. I've got to go down here to find us. That's kind of crazy. Heck, even that doesn't work. I vaguely remember that from a certain mini-golf game as well. Right, this is an 8th marker switch. That lens flare though. Straight out of that snowboarding game. What was that game called? It was an early 360 game, I think. So I went in here, looked at this, thought, yeah, that looks kind of cool, and then I quit out of it. So I've just seen that... Oh, I also saw that safe when I left the room. I've just seen that on the right-hand side. Game? Thank you. That's a very ominous pause. But I still have control. I'm holding it and nothing's happening. I'm tapping it, nothing's happening. Can I walk away from it? I look at this safe, of which I do not have the combination. Right. Too spoopy for me, let's get out of here. What's on the right here? This tree, which, once again, has been the bane of my existence for quite some time. I don't appear to be able to do anything with it. I'm guessing I can later. Okay, well, unless I've missed any areas, and that's entirely possible, like based on those ladders that I've seen which were reasonably well hidden, unless I've missed anything, that's the entire surface of the island explored. I've not had a good look inside the cabin where I just was. I've not been down there. We have a room directly ahead of us. We have a dentist's chair on the right-hand side of that in the circular building. And we've also got a mountain up there. How do we climb that mountain? Can I climb that mountain? See that mountain over there? I should be able to climb it. I did not mean to click that. Let's move out of the way again if I can. Oh, I can't even face it. It's between these two buildings. Okay, something to bear in mind. We have a note though, and it's about time that I followed the instructions on that note. We have 8 markers. Just clearing my lungs in the background. Alright, let's try it again. And if this fails, I can brute force it. Oh my god, that audio. What have we got?
Catherine, my love, I have to leave quickly. Something terrible has happened. It's hard for me to believe. Most of my books have been destroyed. Catherine, it's one of our sons. I suspect Achenar, but I shouldn't leap to conclusions. I'll find him and Cirrus as well. Oh, I should have known better than to have left my library unchecked for so long. Well, I've removed the remaining undamaged books from the library and placed them in their places of protection. You shouldn't have to use the books until I return. But if you've forgotten the access keys, remember the tower rotation. Oh, and don't worry, Catherine. Everything will be fine. I'll see you shortly. Oh, wait, and erase this message after you viewed it, just to be safe.
Now, I kind of want to listen to that again and make some notes. So it sounds like your books have been destroyed. You suspect that one of your sons may be responsible. And something about a code, remember something, but I missed that. Let me listen again and I'll frantically take some notes.
Catherine, my love, I have to leave quickly. Something terrible has happened. It's hard for me to believe. Most of my books have been destroyed. Catherine, it's one of our sons. I suspect Achenar, but I shouldn't leap to conclusions. I'll find him and Cirrus as well. Oh, I should have known better than to have left my library unchecked for so long. Well, I've removed the remaining undamaged books from the library and placed them in their places of protection. You shouldn't have to use the books until I return. But if you've forgotten the access keys, remember the tower rotation. Oh, and don't worry, Catherine. Everything will be fine. I'll see you shortly. Oh, wait, and erase this message after you viewed it, just to be safe.
Remember the what? Rotation? Tau? T-A-U? The books have been placed in places of protection. You shouldn't have to use it. I wrote down forgot to and then didn't finish the sentence.
Catherine, my love, I have to leave quickly. Something terrible has happened. It's hard for me to believe. Most of my books have been destroyed.
You suspect Achenar?
Catherine, it's one of our sons. I suspect Achenar, but I shouldn't leap to conclusions.
Also got a son
I'll
called
find him and
Cirrus.
Cirrus as well. Oh, I should have known better than to have left my library unchecked for so long. Well, I've removed the remaining undamaged books from the library and placed them in their places of protection. You shouldn't have to use the books until I return. But if you've forgotten the access keys, remember the tower rotation.
You got the access
Oh,
key.
and don't worry, Catherine. Everything will be fine. I'll see you shortly. Go away and erase this message after you viewed it.
Right, I've heard enough. Look, I've heard enough. I'm not erasing that message. So his books have been destroyed. He's removed the remaining undamaged books. He's placed them in places of protection. We shouldn't have to use them until he gets back, but I suspect we are trapped here and there's nothing we can do about it, which means we need to find those books and use them. If you forgot the access key, remember the tower rotation. I don't know what word that is. I'm writing it down as TAU. Alright, there's a number of places we can check here. I'll start with this scary room on the right hand side. What's in here? Oh, it's a planetarium. Something, I don't know. The tower be... oh god. We'll just turn the lights back on first. I suppose we can close the door. Tower rotation. Maybe tower is a constellation. So at this point, if I go forward, I'm going to sit in the chair. And if I click into space there, we get out of said chair. Okay. What do we have up here? Hell. What is that? I don't know what number that is. And obviously that's time. Maybe that's year? Yeah, that would be year, wouldn't it? Oh, geez. Okay, noted. That doesn't help me at the moment. I think I need to go to the library and gain some information first, but who knows what the hell I'm going to find here. I walked in here and got very intimidated. So we have... starting from when we walk in, we have a map, possibly of the island. A book and a sheet of paper. Something that may or may not be out of Mario 64. A burned bookcase. Another thing that may or may not be out of Mario 64. Another book and another paper. And a fireplace. Alright, we'll start from the left as we walk in. Okay, it is tower rotation. Huh. That's where we started. That's the dock. Those are the gears. We have the rocket ship. That's the building where we are right now. So if I hold the button down, I'm doing that. I'm not sure why it's casting a red line when we point it over the gears or the rocket ship. Okay. Seems like a very odd painting that's got functionality like that, but what do I know? What's on the next panel here? A book and a sheet of paper. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Is this what the drop page functionality is about? I should make a save, shouldn't I? Been playing for a while, I haven't really accomplished much, but let me make a save. Game. Give me control. It's fuck. So if I hit drop page, do we drop that? Yep, okay, that's what that's about. Let's take a look at the book, which looks like it's seen better days. Alright, that book is freaking me out. Books are not supposed to do that, just quietly.
Bring me a red. I can't see. Need a red page, you must. Bring. I beg of bring. Shh. Help. I am serious. Give it up. There is one thing I must do. Rescue.
I can't quite make out what he's saying, unfortunately. Calling us a liar, something about a rescue. Right, I assume we've put the page in the book. And that page is never to be seen again. Okay. What's next? We're going into that painting, aren't we? Not exactly. I was hoping to look at that bookcase before any freaky bullshit happened, but no. Can I? Uh-oh. Okay, so does the other painting take us out now? And also, let me just take a quick look at this. Well, it looks like we haven't really moved. Tower's still pointing in that direction. Let me just try hitting the other painting very quickly, because maybe this acts as sort of like an airlock. That seems to be the case. So if I look to my right now, that door should be open again. Yeah, okay. Let's hold off on that painting for now. Can I see anything about the bookcase before I trigger that? Oh, God. Jesus fuck. Alright, we're going to be here a while. What about the other books? I mean, my voice is currently fucked. Please don't make me do this game. What the fuck? Honestly. Just flicking through, looking at the pretty pictures. That's how I read books, chat. Different worlds? I know that's a thing in Riven, based on what little I've seen of that game. A lamp. Lighthouse, generator. Oh no. Oh no. Alright, we've seen some of these symbols and we've also seen those stars. Oof. What am I getting myself into, chat? I can see a bunch of these other books, but they've all been destroyed. So we've got 4 intact books here. I assume that one's busted. Yeah. Okay. Do I want to go down this rabbit hole tonight or not? Look at the time, 10:20. I've probably got about another hour, so I can probably come back here. What have we over here? Another book of static? So we have a red book and a blue book. I don't think we'll get much here either.
Monsieur? Is that you? Who are you? See you. You know. Help me. Bring blue pages.
Blue pages?
Never, never. Pages. I must have the blue page. Bring them to me.
So it seems like we can collect red pages and blue pages and return them to these books. That was definitely the same person. Left eye was missing or had an eye patch. What at this fireplace? Yeah, I see it there. I sees it there. Going up. Okay, cool. Now what? A 6x8 grid. Right. I imagine that's going to take us up or down. So these boxes, we've seen a symbol and we've also seen a constellation. I'm not sure how that works though, because we can turn these red or green. To what end though, I do not know. I imagine these boxes are going to do something to this ship, which will raise it, and then maybe we can get a clue or something from there. We have that mausoleum, or I think all of these areas are mausoleums. We've got a tower here with a clock on us. I do not have a time that I can import onto the clock. I can freely change the time, but I don't know to what end yet. I assume that changing the time will get me over to that tower, but I'm not sure why yet. And over here, this is quite confusing. We have a wheel on the right, which I cannot turn even though I've got the icon. Is this a boiler or something? It looks like this tree here, or whatever it is, should be able to rotate. That's on the right as we come out here. Or it's on the right of this cabin. But I cannot turn this. In fact, trying to turn it cuts the audio. Which seems like a bug. But I think I have to play with this first, and then maybe I can turn that, and then maybe I can access the tree outside. We've also got a safe in here with a 3-digit code, which I do not know how to crack. Mind you, I have not tried very hard. So that leaves two major places to explore. The first is behind that spoopy bookcase. The second is this little shack on the left. Let's go downstairs. Who's making noise down here? Weird carvings on the walls. Alright, let's push the button and go inside. Whoa. Minecart ride? Minecart ride. Something behind us. Power? Power to spaceship. Generator switches. That seems incredibly important, but I don't see how to see it. We have generator switches, power, and power to spaceship. What's the goal here? Don't know. Let me just write these numbers down very quickly. So we have 10, 7, and then 8. They seem to add up pretty sensibly and pretty linearly, or whatever that word is. That would be 16. Then the next one is 5. And then on the right-hand side, we have a 1, a 2, a 22. Oh god, not that. Really needs to do this in Excel or something. Not Paint. 22. Right, what's next? 22. 19 and 9. Rightio. If I switch all of these on, do I overload it? I'll take that as a yes. So... Whoa. Okay, I'd like to reset this now, please, if I could. Everything's off. Do I have to turn away and face it again? Did I just break the spaceship? Fuck, I think I just broke the spaceship. Okay. Do I have to leave and come back in? Maybe I need to go back and reset those switches. That'll be a delightful little troll, and if that's the case, I'm going to make a save. Or I'll play with this again. How about now? Fuck. Worst part about it is I didn't see exactly where it's where it overloaded. Okay. I'm mashing through that, but I'm not seeing anything untoward as we go as. So if I go this way, have these things tripped? Like a fuse. I don't think so. Shit, have I fucked myself? Hope not. These were the only two levers that I could see. We've got this out here, but I don't think that's anything. Oh my god. I just want to walk. Thank you. Yeah, let's see if I can sort this power out tonight at least. I can see something weird's happening there, so maybe I do need to come here and do that or something, but I'm not really seeing any difference here. If I climb it again, do we get the same animation? We do. That's deeply concerning. Alright, let me check out the spaceship proper. Maybe I need to do something over there. Or heck, maybe it's opened. Okay, so just thinking, the marker switch. Is that what's making it show up on the map inside the library? I'm guessing so, because the switch on the spaceship was up, and it was showing up on the diagram. Just gonna go here and flip both of these. I won't go back to the dock and flip that one. Well, let's just see if they show up when we go into the library next. Okay, never mind, I can't flip that one. I can flip the one at the cabin though. I can flip this guy. That would make sense, wouldn't it? Right, if I go back here, can I try playing with the generator switches again, or have I shorted this thing out? So I can flip that one too. See if these two show up. I'm not seeing anything on the way down here that acts as a reset. So if the power to the spaceship doesn't increment now, maybe I fucked myself. Surely the game wouldn't make a fail state like this though. Yeah, I don't know. Alright. I've just remembered I have rewind. That's a far more elegant solution than trying to use this damn game's save function. Okay, so at 53, let's determine where the, here's some words, let's determine where the overload point is. Okay, so it's somewhere between 58 and 60. Wait. Yeah, 58, 60 is there. So that means it needs to be 59. How do we get 59? We get it by doing that. That is as much juice as we can put into the spaceship. If I put one more in, that causes it to short. That's what I get out of that. So if I casually walk out of here now and go back in, do those switches remain in position? Do we still have 59 going to the spaceship? We do, okay. Let's check out the spaceship then. If that doesn't open, then maybe I need to play with the ladders. Oh god, that's so annoying. I have to turn left and then turn back right. Right, the door is closed. That's not a promising sign. This far, so I'll go back to the... Well, I'll rewind back to the building. And then we'll climb the ladder. Boom. Alright, so we're inside a spaceship. Oh, God. Okay, we saw something about musical notes in one of the books. Wrong note. Okay. I can come back for that, perhaps. What have we here? Oh boy. I'm guessing what I have to do is play a tune on that and then replicate it using those switches, which seems very difficult to do. That is my guess. Patrick Weibel, how are you doing, dude? Thank you for dropping in. Is this the Masterpiece Edition? It is not. So this is the PlayStation 1 edition. It is a pile of shit. It actually looks like this on my screen. And just so you don't yell at me, I've zoomed in on it in OBS so it looks like this. Let me find the book with the musical notes and I'll have a read of that. I'll see if I can figure out that spaceship and then maybe I'll call it quits for tonight. So which book had the musical notes? I do not know. Boats, a lamp, lighthouse. It's talking about a lighthouse. Constellations. Oh god. Love this game. Back when you first played it, you were a child, too young to know English, so you had to take it up a few years later. Nice. Did you end up enjoying it? I've heard of this game so much over the years, but I've never actually sat down and played it. It's not that one. I'm concerned by the fact that that book has multiple colours. Maybe different people speaking, different people writing. Also, I'm thinking that 90% of this stuff is bullshit and not required, but... Okay, spaceship, I see that. Yeah, there we go. What's that? I don't know. Alright. Let's have a read. It has been a while since I've heard Only Silence, and I enjoyed greatly, I think. For some reason, I do not feel, I don't know what the word that is, altogether welcome in this new world in which I have arrived. But how could I be unwelcome in an age with no inhabitants? It is, of course, only in my head. This world is very beautiful, but I think I have yet to ever write in a journal that an age I have linked to is horrid or disgusting. You love it, but Riven is even better. Nice. I do own Riven as well on the PS1. If I want to check these games out. From the grassy hill where I'm standing, I can see green fields below, along with a few scattered forests. A rather large lake looms some distance from where I'm standing, yet the water's blue can be seen plainly from here. The air is fresh and the sky is speckled with white clouds. It is absolutely breathtaking, and yes, that strange feeling again. Perhaps it is a hot breeze that continues to blow from the north. Hotter than I would have imagined. It almost singes my skin, and I feel quite uncomfortable when it comes. I will try to ignore it. Night has almost arrived, and the sunset is spectacular. Oranges and reds have settled above the western horizon. Though night has come, the horizon still glows red long past the sunset. Dark reds flow from the horizon and blend into the black sky. Again the feeling, and I am beginning to believe it is not all in my mind. I must sleep now. I will need my strength to explore more tomorrow. I have had to return home due to an unpredictable natural occurrence more frightening than I have ever experienced. I was awakened by terrible shakings in the ground and explosions on all sides of me. Gigantic balls of fire were falling from the sky, volcano eruption, and I immediately left in fear of my life. I must remember to bring a Myst linking book with me when I return, in case the one left there has been destroyed or damaged. Myst linking books. Okay. Excuse me. I have returned to a different world than the one I left only 3 months ago. It has been transformed into a barren, desert land, with only gigantic craters scattered across the land to provide variety. Strangely enough, the small grassy hill where I spent my first night remains exactly the way I found it. Apparently, the falling meteors did not hit this area, leaving an oasis in the midst of this horrid desolation. The hot wind I remember has turned into a rather pleasant breeze, which is at least one improvement. I fear it is the only improvement. The magnificent lake I saw on my first visit is now completely dried up. However, voice is going. However, another lake now exists and appears to be quite a bit larger. I assume one of the falling meteors created this lake due to its circular shape and the jutting rock that grows out of the center of the lake. The rest of this world seems like desert, although I will verify that statement with closer inspection. Though this world has little visual excitement to offer, it offers much to the ears. Sounds constantly flow through my ears, and I have found where a few of them originate. It seems, as Catherine says, I do find beauty in everything. Does Catherine know what you get up to, Arsus? Actress? Whatever your name is? I don't know. Oh my god. I should not be reading. Last night I was awakened by a horrible hissing. I was sweating, and the heat was so intense that I immediately dipped my head in a nearby stream to cool it down. The hot breezes had returned, along with a low roar from the ground. I walked a short distance to observe some red flames shooting up from the earth. Suddenly, the ground began to crack, and a huge chasm opened. The chasm continued to grow until it was far too wide to cross. Then the tumult subsided, leaving only a dull roar. I have decided, however, I can use the chasm to my advantage. Perhaps the heat from the chasm can be harnessed. Geothermal power. A bridge over the chasm? Even as the chasm has ripped into the surfaces of this world, it has opened up a whole new world to explore. Although uncomfortably hot, I found it possible to reach a cave in the chasm that had been created, and have now explored deep into the crust of this planet. I have found a vast underground cave system that will take many years to map and explore. I will also look for a safer way to reach the underground than through the chasm wall. This age seems to change on its own, so I feel I should leave again and see if things are different when I return. It is also important that I check on Cirrus and Agnar, yeah, that's his sons, and make sure everything is going well. When I return, I also hope to bring back some tools I will need for my plans to explore the underground. The abundance of raw materials here is beginning to amaze me. I have returned with some of the complex tools I knew I would be needing. I assumed I would have to return for more basic materials, however, it seems as though I will be able to find everything I need here. Of course, iron is abundant, but I've also found titanium occurring naturally. I am all the more excited to begin work. Everything is set, and I look forward to tomorrow. My raw materials are all here. I think I will be able to have most of my additions to this age completed within 1 year. He's modifying the ages? I so love working with my hands, whether writing or building. I began today on the bridge, and the magnetic rod will work well, and I have decided 3 meters is not enough support from the beams, although beams. Okay. Amazingly strong. That's the spaceship. Has to be one of my most prized inventions. I am extremely... could never have imagined it to come together. I doubt could possibly work with 14 instead of 8. Completely fatigued. I am so happy to have completed tomorrow. I am leaving today in order to bring back Cirrus and Agnar. I have left them alone in Channelwood. I believe they will enjoy all there is to see there. Yeah, whatever. The age seems to have stabilized. I believe the meteor set off a period of volcanic activity by piercing into the shallow crust, but the tremors have become few. I have just noticed that a large amount of this journal has curiously vanished from the very pages on which I wrote over the last 18 months. Fortunately, I've copied many of my construction notes in another journal. I do not understand the many mysteries of this world, but I trust I will discover logical answers to my questions. Me too. I have a feeling that many of my questions can be answered in another age, to which I hope to travel soon. But for now, I must simply accept this world's mysteries and take pride in my accomplishments. Okay. I take it that is a map of the world, the crater, the lake. Oh, I did not mean to click that, fuck's sake. So, I don't have my phone with me. And it's kind of tricky for me to take a screenshot here. Actually, no, I can take it in OBS, it's fine. I can just snapshot the OBS preview. Let's go back 1 page and not actually close the book this time. Right. Windows key blah blah. Is that going to tank the frame rate for you, chat? I do not know. I'm going to paste that into when I get control back. Did that screw things up? Possibly. Rendering lag? Don't know. We didn't lose any frames though, so that's the main thing. Let me just put that on new layer. I don't want to delete half my bullshit. So let's just trim you. Rotate you. Image, where is it? No, I don't want to rotate the entire image. I just want to rotate this box. How do I rotate a box? Professionalism. There we go. Okay, so you can't see it right now unless I click that. Not that. That. But that's basically what I need to do now. I need to go back to the spaceship and click those things there. I'll correct Cirrus's spelling later, if I can be bothered. Okay. Let's give that a go. Let's see if we can fly to the moon and play amongst the stars. Or in this case, a weird volcanic age which has been wrecked and then remade. So I assume I don't need to do anything with those ladders and or that powerhouse. I assume we're done there. And this is what scares me. The tone of these notes scares the hell out of me. Right, so one is this one here. That's probably not the correct one. Oh my god. So one is this. 2. 3, and then 4 is this one. And 5 is over here. Not that one. Alright, what if I just hit them in the correct order and not make any mistakes? Does anything happen? I don't think so. I think what I have to do is replicate the sounds on the machine behind us, which is fucked. Hmm. Okay, so if that's the bottom of the scale, I'm trying to hear 7 notes here. Alright, so the next note should be 1, I believe. My concern is that I might be hitting one of the half tones. It's close though. I believe that's the correct note. So look at the keyboard again. I've now got to go up God knows how many notes. Let me just pull this one in order. Oh, that's loud. Okay, so that's in the same position as 1. Same notes. I need to go up 3 notes. That's 1. That's 2. Okay, that's in the correct position. 4's in the correct position. We're listening to 2 now, which is 4 notes up from that. So that's 4. This is 2. I've not played a keyboard in years. That sounds like a C note though. I'm probably making a huge mistake there. So if we put 2 in the same position as 4. Okay, we need to go up 4 notes. Not counting the 3 half tones. There we go, that's it. I don't need to hear that again. So now I need to go up 2 half tones from the C. Or what I believe is C, so that's 1, 2. Lost it. Half tone. Next note. Okay, I think that's in the correct position. And then 5, we need to go to 1, and then it's 1.5 notes down. So 1 note down, and then a half tone down. I think that's it. Holy shit. First try. What are we looking at? That definitely seems to be the island that was depicted on the map on the last page of the book. A pleasant melody. No, thank you. Oh, God. I got a well done. Thank you, dude. Appreciate it. Oh, God. Well, it worked, but my first question is, how do I get back? I can't pull that again. I can't fiddle with that again. I cannot fiddle with the piano again. Can I get back through the main menu, perhaps? Do I have drop page or whatever it is? No. Alright, so while I'm here now, I may as well make a save. I think I'll use the saving interface in here, because honestly, saving it within game is way too hard. It's taking too long. Spaceship has taken me to another world. And I can't get back inside, I'm trapped here. What have I done? Right, do you remember everything that was written in the book? Because I don't. I remember 8 and 14 and that's about it. So I completely forgot to check the painting in the library to see if those other areas were showing up on the map. I imagine they would though. I think that's the purpose of the markers. Okay, we have a building of some sort. Yeah, he was definitely constructing something here. We saw those in the book. That clock, though. So, is this the same island? I think it is. There was something offshore there on the main island, or the first island where we were. If I go this way, that reminds me of the powerhouse on the left-hand side, and if I go this way, we have a very similar docking platform leading to the spaceship. I don't see the building here. I don't see the mountain, rather. Something to ponder. Right, what have we here? Nothing's happening when I click on the door. There's nothing to the left of it, I believe. Let's check out that intercom-like thing on the right-hand side. What's that? I just solved one of these. Although in this case, this one should be significantly easier to solve once I know the correct combination. Okay, Let's hug the right-hand wall for now. What's the time on that clock? It looks like the same damn clock. Alright, just grabbing a screenshot of that. So, 2 o'clock. I push that. Not a lot happens. And just like that, I'm lost. When I look at the interior here. It definitely looks like the same clock. In fact, it looks like he's repurposed it, adding one of these beam transmitters to it. Interesting. Let's go this way. Oh god, just like that I'm lost. Whoa. Right, well that's freaky as shit. Definitely listening to that audio, thinking that maybe it's going to be one of the switches that we passed by earlier. Okay, I've got a page, a red page. You can turn them on like that, that's... don't know what to make of that. I mean, that to me looks like the number 1, so... I can push the button here. I think what I'll do is go back to the switches and just see if I can identify that sound. That's something I feel I can do right now. And I'm holding a red page. Does this mean that I have choices to make between red pages and blue pages? But I'll recognize the sound if I hear it. I'm not sure how to describe it. Much like some other bodily functions. That's it. Okay. Not sure what the purpose of pushing the switch is, though. It seems to light it up, same as this one. And the reason I point out that it said 2 is because if I go... Sorry, the reason I said 1 is because if I go here... This said... Oh my god, where am I? That there, that to me is a clue for the main island, or where it is that we just came from, that we need to set the hands to say 2 o'clock. But that could also be interpreted as the number 2. 2 o'clock. So maybe that's the second switch. We hear a sort of mechanical clicking noise and the lapping of water. I think it's this one. Let me go back and listen to that again. I distinctly heard water. Maybe I'm listening for the sound effects overlapping the water. Unintended. So we can hear the water here. Which makes me think that that's not what we're listening for. It's got to be that. It's that constant rhythmic clicking noise. But the clock's failing to wind. Okay. Just set that as number 2. Hopefully that's the right thing to do. I don't know. Just what I'm thinking. Turn left, please. There's a tower in the middle, which reminds me so much of that first tower that we saw that we couldn't reach with the clock hand and... or the hour hand and the minute hand. There's something behind us, but I don't think I can see it. That little thing there on the bottom left. How did we reach that? Whoa. Okay, well, I'm not immediately sure what number this is. Maybe it's 4, maybe it's 5 if we count the one spurting out the top. More importantly though, I'm not really hearing a noise for it. Let's see if I can withdraw from it. I hear sound and just like a whooshing sound and not much else. It looks like there should be a stair on the left there, so I cannot negotiate it. What if I go this way? Okay, I've heard that sound before for sure. How far down does this thing go? Oh god. Hell. I'm about to enter a maze. Okay, that's likely going to take me to the center island. Does that extinguish the lights? It does. Can I proceed here? Is there anything I can see in the dark or vice versa? Not sure yet. Let's go up here. We hear the same sound, and yeah, we're in the sensor. I can already tell we're in a sensor. But turn back that way. We do not have another button or another panel. What is that? I'm looking at it thinking it's a freaking piece of snot or something that I've got on my monitor from all the coughing and sneezing I've been doing the last couple of days. But no. It's just a very ugly shadow on the screen or on the background. Right, I'm at the sensor, but maybe I'm here too early. Right, I push the signal button down the bottom and that appears to have locked everything up. I can see the 5 symbols. So 5 is somewhere around there. Or whatever this one is, it's somewhere over there. I see, this is the communication system. Oh my god. If I point it that way, I can see the dish here. I see my goal is to line it up like that. Guessing I have to get it very exact. So the second one is there, we know that. It's on the left tower there. That's about as censored as I can get it. But unlike the other one, we're not hearing a different sound effect when we get closer. Oh my god. It's trickier than it looks, I swear. Alright, so this one is actually very close, I think. Although I didn't see a satellite dish when I walked down those stairs. Where is the clock? The clock is there. So just past the clock. Can I hook this one up to this satellite dish? I know that's not the answer, I just want to know if I can or not. I cannot. So once again, I could brute force this. So I sincerely hope it holds these locations. So down here, we found the 1. But I did not see its satellite dish, and that's not something that I was looking out for when I went down those stairs. Yeah, it is down those stairs. We saw these freaky sculptures or whatever they were. Okay, I'm not sure where that one is. We know where these two are. I assume that one's got to be exact. I mean, look at that. It's lit up both arrows there, whereas this one has not. Despite my best efforts, I just can't seem to get it between 55.5 and 55.8. I say that and then I pull that off. Can I get 55.6? There we go. Okay. Hopefully these stay here. If they don't, I'll be terribly upset. Alright. Need to find 3 others. And then come back here, maybe. What purpose? I'm not sure, but hopefully, it's still there. If it's not, okay, good. I'm okay with that. So, just to finish, because it is starting to get a bit late, I will quickly walk around the rest of this island, see if we can locate the last ones, and then move on. Those switches at the start, though, make me think, oh, I see. So, it's going to be the order in which they're shown on that panel. Not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But the thing is, I can hear the audio just fine here. One moment. I can't see that terribly well on my OBS preview. Let me just see if I can zoom in on it a bit. Just want to grab a screenshot, if I can, of those symbols. Just because it might save me a bit of time later on. I can go and do it right now, can't I? Okay. Where am I? Well, let's go this way. So, is there a transmitter somewhere around here? There is, I see it. Do I have to raise it somehow? Does pushing that button raise it? What does pushing that button do? Just trying to look up at the moment. I believe I can look up from here. Yeah, it's there. Right now, I'm not sure if I can reach it. Okay, let me go back up here and quickly rearrange these. I don't know if I need to do that just yet, but I'm going to anyway. Oh my god, where am I going? Fuck me, I'm so lost. I'm turning left here. We're turning left, but we're not going that way. Or are we? Going forward one more, there we go. There we go. Walking past this thing. Now I can check out those stairs very shortly. And get lost again. Let's go this way. Play with this panel again. I've forgotten what the wind sounded like, but it's fine. So, the monolith, as I call it. That is actually the 4th one according to that central thing, so I need to put this one down here. And the clock, the bells, or that clicking noise, that is the 3rd one. So 3 and 4 should now be correct. What was this one? It was that one there. So that's the wind or the fountain or whatever you want to call it. So I'm just not sure about 1 and 2 at this point. Also, I do want to get the numbers out of the sensor as well, so I'm definitely not done here. So I don't know how to line up that monolith. Okay, let's try going left. Open path here, saw that. That's where we just came from. I'd go forward here, or do I have to go down these stairs or up these stairs? I think I have to go up these stairs, don't have a choice. Maybe goes to the right. More water. I see a tower dish here, or whatever they're called. That looks like it might be a lamp. But the game would show it to me, that would be lovely. We have a book page. Do we want the blue or do we want the... Oh my god. I don't believe we have both. I believe we've only got the red page now. The blue page now. I'm colorblind, chat. Really, I'm legit colorblind. Yeah, if I drop that now, we lose it. Do we want red pages or blue pages? I think the red page was a little bit more aggressive, so let's go blue. Right, we have water. What is the purpose of switching that on? Does that make it so I can lock on? Oh, that probably makes it so I can transmit its signal. I'm not really hearing anything though. What the hell is this? Animation. Looks like a microphone. Right. I think I do want to go... Let's go straight up there now. Interesting. I think I do want to go back to the tower and just hook this one up before I go for the fifth one, just so I don't get too confused. I think I'd have trouble identifying where to find this. Can I go this way? No. Yeah, let's see if we can solve this puzzle tonight, and then I'll probably call it quits. I feel good about getting the spaceship puzzle first go. And by first go, I mean, yes, I had to go back and forth between the piano or the organ a few times, but the first time I hit the switch, it worked. I feel good about that. Let me just make sure this thing is switched on, if I can find it. No idea where it is. It's over that way, isn't it? Yeah. Because maybe switching those buttons and maybe making those things light up is essential to get the central platform to actually hear or receive what is coming through. Because yeah, I see that thing above is a microphone. Let's turn that on. And the red page is back there. I cannot read the red page. I need to return the red page to the book. I assume we need to do 2 playthroughs here. One for the red page and one for the blue page. I don't know if that's a thing or not. Don't spoil me. Alright, let me just mash this button like a mofo. Actually, wait a minute, Is this one switched on? Because it was able to pick up a signal. Yeah, okay. That's good. Down we go. I'm wasting a bit of time doing it like this, but I think I'm just going to get too confused otherwise. Okay. Oh my god, that smudge. Holy shit, I genuinely thought that was something on my monitor. Then I looked at it on the left-hand screen in OBS and went, nah, it's there as well, so it can't be on my monitor. Okay, so raindrops are falling on our head. That, of course, is from Death Stranding. Spoilers for Death Stranding. So this one is somewhere in this direction, I believe. It's not that one. Oh my god. It's going to be somewhere in the wilderness over there. So I see it. Oh, do I have to maybe manipulate that to get a line of sight? I think so. Let me go back here first. Does this one work now? It's over here. It's not. Oh, this is devastating to my cause. Shit. I was thinking all I had to do was switch it back on, but that's not it. It is somewhere in this section here, so it should be able to pick up the signal. Okay, that's problematic. I found neither signal. Let me rewind. Let's go... Yeah, it's definitely switched on. That's a microphone. Let's go back here. Let's try going up these other set of stairs and see if we can find anything useful. So I believe this is the last area that we can explore. Over here. We have another amplifier. Insects. The crack in the ground, insects. We can look up at this thing. No, never mind, we cannot. So one thing I can do is I can go back to the door and attempt to plug in the sounds and see what happens. We do not have numbers for 3 of them yet. I can possibly get a 3rd number. Not sure about the other 2 numbers though. Right, looking at my screenshots, so the raindrops sound like raindrops. That's likely correct. And this one was insects. Or maybe even just static like that. No. Is that potentially the clock? It's got to be this one. Right. Have at thee. Nothing. Alright, what about the clock? Is it that one there? That seems like it should be correct. In which case, I'm guessing the order is incorrect. The water, the scorched earth / fissure, which sounded like insects or static. The clock, which there's 2 candidates. I didn't think it was that rhythmic though. I thought it was this one here. Like you have that dragging noise. That is the monolith, and that's definitely there. And game. And that's the whooshing noise as we go towards the central aisle. Okay, I'm not sure why that door is not opening. Okay, never mind. I thought that might have been door opening right then. Alright, well, unfortunately, I don't think I'm getting through that door tonight. It's getting quite late, so I need to call it quits within about 10 minutes. We had another listen to this. Yeah, you can hear the dragging noise of the clock, so I don't believe that's it. Hi Star 2021, how are you doing, dude? You've caught me just as I'm about to finish up. We can at least line up this particular microphone or this particular receiver, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, I really thought that the order that was shown here in the center would have been is. You never got the Hyper Myst, me neither. I'm playing it for the first time and I am quite enjoying it so far. It's a very strange game. Alright, let's try this again. Alright, so this one I should be able to line up. Oh my god. I know exactly where it is, just let me put it on there, please. Thank you. So, 130... Let me write these down. Why the PS1 version? Why not? They were for sale, and I wanted the trophies. Plus, I've never played them before, so it's easier just to stream from my PS5 than to do it from PC. So, this one is unknown. Also unknown. Background layer, please. Oh my god. Paint.net, please. So water is unknown. Fissure is... I assume I'm going to need these numbers for later. Don't know where yet. Clock is... That's... The monolith we don't know about, even though I'm certain we should know about it. And the... what do you call that? Well is 212.2. These two are confusing me because I know where they are, I just can't see the receiver. This one is hiding just behind there, or possibly a bit further along. So I just need to go for this, like just keep trying to find it. We know it's in this section here somewhere. I'll bear with this, but the fact that we couldn't find the monolith is concerning me. It's making me think this is not going to work. out there as well. I don't know about this. What? I see, that's cycling through all the locations. Clock. Wait, so what order is it going? Is this the order that we need to... Yeah, okay, this is the order that we need to put into the damn door. Well, static clock. We can brute force this, but I don't like it. We can brute force this, but I don't like it. Let me just confirm this. Give me control back, game. So we don't know what the first two are. One will be running water, the other's going to be the weird whooshing sound. The third one is the well. The fourth one is a static. And the fifth one is the sick clock, okay? Where was the other one? Okay, so that's a static. That is 4. That's the monolith. So let me just swap these two. So now these two are either in the correct positions or they need to be swapped. That one's in the correct posi. That needs to go at the end. That needs to go in the middle. Okay, this is either correct or it's not. Nothing happened. Let me swap these two. And if this is not the answer now, then I need to go back to the drawing board. Are we good? Boom. Is that how you're supposed to figure it out? That you've only got 3 sounds and you have to brute force the last 2? I don't know. I'm deeply worried that I might need the numbers for the other 2, but we can't see those other platforms. I might look that up later if that's okay with you lot. Is there much more to this? If I go down here, am I going to find a generator? This place looks freaky as shit. Submersible? I'll play with those lights. I can walk around it, so I'm not seeing anything that's jumping out at me, so let me just go for it. See what this thing does. We're going under the sea? Hell. There's no organ in here this time, I hope. That's going to take me out, isn't it? Yep. Oh, God. Alright, this looks like a maze, so I am going to rewind that, and I think that's where I'll call it for tonight. You see, it is super late. Let me try and make a save using the actual in-game interface. I'm deeply worried, though, that I may have missed some numbers there. And if I have, I don't know what to do about them. That said, I don't see how to get those numbers, full stop. I'm enjoying this. It's very, very janky. The PS1 version is definitely not the way to play this. I do know this game got many, many ports over the years. Real Myst, and there's another one that was made in Unreal Engine and whatever else. I'll make a different save here. But I'm enjoying this. It's enjoyable enough that I'm enjoying it without raging. Alright, so I think that's where I'll call it. If I'm up to it, I will play some more tomorrow night. Once again, we'll stream live to Twitch and to YouTube. Hopefully someone will come in and say hello. Hi Star, Patrick, thank you. And yeah, if you're lurking, thank you for watching. I sincerely appreciate it. I don't understand why anyone's watching, but thank you. Means a lot. Alright, let's call it there. Thank you for watching, everyone. Have a great day, great night, or whatever it is in your part of the world right now. And because my hand is fucked up, I'll be back with some more Myst, probably tomorrow night. See you then.
I realized the moment I fell into the fissure that the book would not be destroyed as I had planned. It continued falling into that starry expanse of which I had only a fleeting glimpse. I've tried to speculate where it might have landed. I must admit, however, such conjecture is futile. Still, questions about whose hands might one day hold my Myst book are unsettling to me. I know my apprehensions might never be And so I close, realizing that perhaps the ending has not yet been written.